And we are back. How are you
Hey
going?
guys.
Woo! Hello.
I don't know what I'm doing here.
So we're back for another stream, guys. We're in it again. Excited to be here. It's another lot of work's gone into this one as well. You guys might notice the new intro video. Put a few hours into that one.
We've got
It's
our
just,
new display.
Yeah, a whole new display. Shout out to Blitz for that. It's looking way better. Looks awesome.
Looks fucking sick.
And yeah, another month, another rebrief. A lot's changed this month. So
Yes.
we'll start with just introducing ourselves. I'm Corporal Wanderer, Section Leader Charlie. Next to me there you'll see, well, you can take it, Razor.
Lance Corporal Razorjacks, 2IC of also Charlie. And our guests tonight, starting at the bottom left.
Well, I'm Lance Corporal Zilo of Bravo, and 2IC for not Razor, but for Rickers. Sorry, Dad, if you're watching.
And I'm Lieutenant Broche, head of the Mike call sign, and head quote unquote medic, even though I haven't really been doing my job.
It's alright, no one expects you to, bro. We'll just keep you there for the comedy.
That's it.
For when we need shots missed.
He likes to loop up his patience, so.
Motherfucker.
Alright, so yeah. Quick refresh on what we're doing and why we're doing it. This is, at this stage, a once a month stream where we get together with a guest or two and we discuss some of the changes within the unit. We talk about some personal stuff, and we talk about things that might be coming up and important things that people might want to know more about.
Yeah, pretty well. Just as expected, guys, when it comes, we'll touch on the discipline stuff. Everyone knows it. We don't like having to talk about it, but we will just touch on it. Just in chat, stuff like that. Don't say anything that's going to get us banned, and just adhere to Twitch, TOS, and ASOC guidelines. Just don't be an asshole.
Yeah, pretty easy.
That's it.
We don't want to get banned, basically.
Yeah.
We like doing this and we want to keep doing it, and that's easier when Twitch, doesn't ban us.
That's exactly it.
So, Broche, no feet pics.
Look, man, you're not part of the Snapchat group, okay?
Thank God I'm not part of that either.
Yeah.
Yeah, link to that in chat.
No, then we would get banned.
I need more energy drinks to deal with this one.
I need more beer.
But yeah, I was going to say, energy drinks, you mean beer.
That might be later
on
on.
the water tonight, hard hitting.
So, yes, we will be having drinks on stream and that sort of stuff. So, if your kids are watching, you're a bad parent. All right. Quick shout out to Wanderer for that awesome new intro, because he did mention it, but he deserves a shout out for that because it was sick. So well done, mate. That was really cool.
On the point of that, guys, the more clips you guys can get me with that stuff, the more footage I've got to work with. So keep those clips coming in. I used what I could with that. But yeah, like I said, more clips I can get for that, the better. It will really show what we do then, and that's the point of the intro video.
Yep, that's it. All right. Well, without further ado, I guess we'll get into our questions for our guests. You want to take it away for the first one, Wanderer?
Yeah, absolutely. First, I'm going to put you straight in the spotlight, Broche.
Yeah.
Obviously, there's been a lot of talk and sort of discussion around the unit about the new CAT medical system. So, how have you handled the adjustments with Mike adjusting to CAT?
Yeah, it was definitely daunting not knowing anything about CAT. But after running to some of the trainings that we had early on about learning what the different things were, understanding how the system worked, and everything else. It was. It was definitely, once you understood it, it was a lot easier to wrap your head around and to get in. So I think after the initial training that we ran 1 or 2 times, you get the general gist of it, and you realize that it's not anywhere near as hard as what you thought. And yeah, it was just the extra couple of steps in treatment, and after that, it was great.
Yeah, it's really good. Is there any sort of further adjustments you're looking to make within the section, or it's just more just getting used to it? Any trainings that you sort of would look to, I guess, would be a better question.
Considering that we've been talking about cat pharmacy and stuff as well.
Yeah. That says a lot. All right, next question.
Look, man, I'm just looking forward to getting ketamine.
That's in game.
You're
That's in game.
But no, in all seriousness, with pharmacy, that's far off in the future if we even go for it. I mean, I know it's merging with CAT. I know that they've got the testing branch out now for it, but yeah, it's some of the stuff that's in there is just either not useful or doesn't change enough for it to be warranted to be put in. Especially from what I've seen of some of the testing that my little servant and slave Thunderbolt has been doing. It doesn't really add much. But yeah, in regards to some adjustments to Mike, it's not looking like we're going to be doing much more aside from what we've been doing. Like, it's looking like Hat is going to add a lot. Well, has already added a lot for us, and yeah, it's going to be looking forward to the future and just going with the role.
Yeah, that's it.
Fair
I
enough.
definitely found it added a lot. Last operation, I appeared I was back up conscious, but I must have been choking, and all of a sudden dropped and proceeded to die. That caught me off guard.
That would be a pneumothorax.
Yeah.
Yeah, we only just started getting them recently, apparently. So
Yeah.
I came across one last stop as well for the first time ever, and I was like, oh wow, that's cool. And went about treating it.
Yeah, it's definitely a nice little detail, unless you're in your hunt IR in your own little corner, and it leads to death.
If you're sitting there and it sounds like a dude's in pain.
Developers of Cap Medical, if you're watching, which of course you are, why wouldn't you be? What else is there to do on a Friday night? Some sort of visual cue for when you're strangling on your own lungs would be great.
Well, I mean, I think there is. I think it's kind of like a pain effect, especially with the noise that you can make. But if you're sitting there in a hunt IR or something
that's
like that,
the
you don't
catch.
really notice it.
That's the catch using hunt IR, and it was just last stop that Rab didn't realise that he had been shot because he was in hunt IR.
Oh, fun.
How did she Death 101 just pop a Hunt IR?
Yeah, exactly.
Except apparently it doesn't work at all.
They don't need to know that.
Yeah. We didn't mention this, so quickly just to jump in. You guys that are watching, if you got any questions that you want to throw out as well, we'll be happy to take a few. We can't promise we'll get to all of them because obviously we do have a time limit. But you know, if any jump out at us, and our guests are obviously just as welcome to pick up on them as well. We'll do what we can to answer them, and hopefully you guys will be able to ask any questions you've got that we don't think of.
There's Broche's first
I was
question.
going to say, that's a good one.
Yeah, Broche, when is it?
Look, Chief. I if any of you guys have me on Facebook, I know a couple of people do on the unit, but as you saw, I did share a meme that my body is definitely not made for that. And with the fuel prices coming, I'm not too sure.
I mean, it's a good way to get money for fuel price.
Yeah,
Fuel
exactly.
anyway, so
might,
I mean,
might be
And
sooner rather than later.
It is,
Yeah, exactly.
it is the internet. There is a niche for everything.
Mm,
Conrad Doble, not sure what your
That's
unit screen
Jack.
name is. Oh, is it? Okay. Yeah, I'm actually really looking forward to it. I'm keen for the sort of mix up of the Orbat, and sort of seeing how people adjust to the more fluid roles, I guess, and getting to try some new things. And I did see in the Discord earlier that it wasn't like set from now on. It was each week you're going to get to pick and try different things and that sort of stuff. So it'll be interesting to see. Thanks, man. How people adjust to that and sort of how quickly they jump on the flexibility of the new Orbat system. So, but that's me. What about you, Wanderer?
I'm excited and nervous at the same time. The nervous part comes from sort of not knowing what I'm going to be doing until sort of the day of, but at the same time, that's why we have orders. That's why we read orders. So you got at least a rough idea.
Yes,
of your
we
preferences.
do.
Yeah.
totally.
But no, I'm excited to be something different. You know, I was about to say who doesn't like a bit of change, but yeah, no,
Just for you,
I'm
man.
excited. Yeah, I'm excited just for a bit of a change up, something different. It switches things up a bit.
Yeah. If you guys want to chime in there on that stuff as well, you can. There was a question there from Dino that we should probably answer so that he doesn't cut us off midstream.
Yeah,
Phil.
that's right. I
I
thought it was a good one
was
for
the one in
Zilo.
charge here. Wait, what?
Oh, sorry,
You want me to answer? Okay.
yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right, I'll read it. So, this just in from Major Thomas. As a non-medical personnel, how have you guys found CAT? Me personally, it's quite interesting when you're carrying someone and they just vomit all over your back, and you're just like, yes, thank you for that.
Yep. Melbourne
but-
on a Saturday night, been there.
I mean, fair enough, but from my perspective, it's actually been quite interesting because you can still help out with medical in your own way. So instead of just being, I'm on CPR duty, you can be like, oh wait, I need to turn his head. Oh wait, I need to clear his airways. Then I need to do CPR. But like the first cat medical training that we had that I attended, it was quite interesting on how it actually works. So I'm actually quite happy for it to stick around.
100%. 100%. I agree with that. I definitely know it. As non-medical personnel myself, it was just last up I was trying to treat Marshmallow, and it just, while doing security as well as we were the last two alive in Charlie, it was just mayhem. But it's the kind of mayhem I love. I'm trying to manage Marsha's airways while, manage her in cardiac, so keep CPR up while maintaining security. It was just insane before I could actually get them to Mike and Broche.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's one thing that I personally really like about the new system is previously it was like, all right, we got two people down, they're both in cardiac, Mike's, 4K away, we'll call them, but they're probably going to get here by the time it's over. With this new system, somebody goes down and it's pretty much like get Starlight, get Mike, get someone over here to help as soon as possible because there's just so much that can go wrong that as non-medics, we either can't deal with or we're not as well trained as the medics and that sort of stuff. And particularly if you've got a firefight going on at the same time, it gets pretty hectic. So I think it's really given, not that Mike and Starlight and that didn't have a reason to exist before, but it's given sort of more of a reason for them and given them a bit more to do and that sort of thing, which I think is really cool. Helps using those assets.
That's exactly right.
All right. So it's definitely
Kick on.
So it's definitely increased the importance of the medical call signs. And I mean, I think at this point, I'm definitely seeing it more in the last couple of ops. I think people are starting to adjust a bit more. I think at first people were sort of in the old mindset of, it's only one person down, we got it. Where in the last few ops, I know personally that, sort of one person goes down and depending on the state they're in, particularly if they've taken a shot to the chest or something, it's get the medic over there and if somebody else goes down, it's straight onto Starlight or Mike, because as I said, there's just so much that can go wrong with it. But that's been what I've seen of it anyway. Broche might be able to sort of chime in on that a bit more because he's obviously the one fielding a lot of those calls.
It's definitely given us a lot more work. And as you said, there are times where we simply cannot make it to a call sign. Which, given that most of the time we're running as 2 teams, it's definitely been a lot more difficult. But at the same time, it's a lot more fun. Because I'm sitting there pulling out my hair every op and wondering who's going to die on me.
So that's why you grew your hair out, to hide all the bald spots.
Mate, you don't even know.
Broche, I think that's another one. Yeah, that's from Basil. That's one for you, mate.
Broche, there's a lot of new changes coming to Ace, especially to the medical system. One change that's coming eventually will be the ability to drag/carry corpses, meaning that you can't use that interaction to tell when someone is dead. What are your thoughts on that change? Yeah, look, that's definitely a scary one. Mostly due to the fact that that's our main way of telling if someone is fully dead. And if sorry, that was my dinner. If that change does come, there's still ways to tell if someone's dead by having blood not going in, stuff like that. The blood just won't flow into the body, which is another key way to see if someone's dead.
Yeah, from a non-medic point of view, that's going to be interesting. Considering
Yeah.
a lot of us struggle to tell if someone's alive or not. That was like my go-to to figure it out. Is can I drag them? No, all right, they're dead. So I'm gonna have to find out a new armor life hack.
Yeah. Yeah, no. Just have your medic carry around a few extra 250ml blood bags and see if they go in. If blood go brr, then they're still alive.
That's a good idea. And yes, to all you in chat, I am enjoying some nice wood-fired pizza.
That better be
eaten
pepperoni.
today, and
Speaking of, I've
meat
got
lovers, man.
my dinner. So
Nah, this orange.
Go get your fish and chops.
yeah.
Sorry,
While
Zilo,
you
that's
guys
your
look
thing.
at
Sorry,
Broche for
should
a
have let
quick
you do
sec.
that.
Wait, hold on. Did you? Ah, you bastard.
While he's running off to do that, Chucky. So with the increased importance of medical call signs and the corresponding reduction in medical capabilities in the Orbat for this week's op, is everyone ready?
Bring it on, chaos.
That's a very good question, and I think Zilo just covered it. It's gonna be
straight on.
chaos.
Hit the nail on the head.
This is what Private Right drives on. It's just fucking pure chaos. I mean, they have me.
Yeah, we'll have to see how we go with that one. It'll be, just an adjustment. Yeah, as Dano said, like we do have that pararescue team, which is there to sort of help somewhat mitigate the change in balance of medical and everything. So we'll see how we go. I think, as Dano said, I think the pararescue team is going to be pretty busy, which will obviously be really awesome for them. So.
Tree's got a really good question.
Oh, we got that.
With the new Orbat allowing members to move around call signs, how will SOPs work from a section standpoint?
Honestly, I think it's just going to come down to the Secco setting expectations. You know, we all tend to jump on sort of 10 to 15 minutes before load in. And I think this change is going to mean that while that time is obviously just to sort of hang out and chat and talk a bit of shit, it's also so the Seccos can, be like, all right, guys, most of you run with me before, but we've got a couple of new ones. Here's what we expect. Here's what we do in, these certain common situations, that sort of stuff, and rely on the ones that have worked with you a bit longer or have worked with you before to know what to do in the less common situations. I think it'll just be, it's going to be interesting seeing it get mixed up a bit, but I also think people will tend to gravitate towards the same teams anyway. What about you, Wanderer?
You pretty much hit the nail on the head for me, man. It's definitely setting those, as a leader myself, setting those expectations early. Pretty much. Running over anything that needs running over. A lot of us within ASOT, our leadership does have their own different leading styles, obviously, as everyone does. But there is obviously SOPs to fall back on as well. The ASOT SOPs in themselves. So that's something that everyone within ASOT knows and should always adhere to. So that's always going to help. From a leadership point of view.
Yeah. Those company ones will definitely be more important, which is exactly what Dino just said. So company SOPs will become more important than ever. New mixes of people will bring up so many more SOPs because they'll run into situations they haven't before, which is, again, a really good point of, while it is really comfortable working with the same people, working with different people breeds sort of creativity and, and adjustment to new situations and ways of doing things. So, yeah. Morphine Bomb Graham, who is never allowed in mic, is an applicant that asked a question. Also, thanks for tuning in, mate. Welcome. How long have we been with ASOT? So, Wanderer, do you want to start off with that one?
What would it be? We opened. I've been with ASOT since ASOT started myself. So probably going on nearly 2 years. I don't think we're too far off 2 years. ASOT being open now.
Oh, that's coming up very quickly.
And
August.
Toward the end of August will be our 2 years. Yeah.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, August 24th.
I think everyone here has been here since the start of ASOT. I think we all transferred from the old unit into ASOT. So yeah, we're
I
all.
joined about a month or so later.
We do as well have a founding member.
Yeah.
Fuck, I forgot what I was going to say now. Thanks.
Sorry, Zilo. Trust me.
I joined a few months later. It went because Basil every second week was like, "Hey, when are you coming?" I'm like, I can't. Like, I'm just too busy with this. Then I just went, you know what? Fuck it. I needed stress relief. Came along and thrown straight into 3IC. So I haven't been moved around much. Most of the activity I got was getting promoted to IC, but other than that, it's been pretty much same spot for me as like most of the people. I think out of the four of us, Broche has been moved the most.
Well, that's just due to promotions. I was originally Mike's pilot when we started, when it was Jazz and Rusty in command. Then Rusty left and I got put up to corporal, and then Jazz went out to buy smokes and never came back, and now I'm the lieutenant.
You couldn't refrain from that joke, could you?
Warning anybody with abandonment issues.
if any of you guys have seen the attendance tracker from last year, it literally has the op name for when Jazz left was Op Dad Needs Smokes. That's what we put it as when we removed Jazz from the call sign.
You're gonna look back at that and like next year and be like, "What op was that?" Oh yeah.
Dude, why do you think I pound down cigarettes so much?
He wants out.
Alright, this is marked as mature.
Yeah.
Zilo, you mentioned before about how you came in a couple of months late and sort of jumped straight into 3IC and then up to the 2IC position. So coming into the unit after a lot of stuff had, not everything, but a lot of stuff was relatively sort of set up, and particularly a sort of, we've got a few young folks in our unit. Obviously not me, because I just called them young folks. But as one of the younger ones in the unit, how do you feel you've sort of been heard in regards to just being in the unit as a younger person, but also in regards to being in a position of leadership as well?
That's a tricky one. Oh my lord. Okay. Just let me brain process.
Just read the script. Just read the script.
I don't have a fucking script. As a young person joining the unit, it's quite interesting because you can get so many different knowledges from everything else. So everything else. I mean, everyone else. Sorry, Rab popped up, and I could just imagine a rabbit. So, getting advice from everyone else, and just like from older that above me, like Rick is, old man that's technically above me on Discord, but like to my top right. Even though he may not know it, but he's imparted a little bit of wisdom through some banter. So it's been good that way. As a leader, if I have something to say or a suggestion, it's heard as well. So it's no matter the age or whatever, everything like that, you're treated like an equal. That's what I like as well. So I always try my best to try and make everyone feel equal, no matter the age or anything else like that. Rank really doesn't really matter to me. It's if you've got a good attitude with everything, then it's good enough for me.
Yeah, that's awesome. And it's good to hear too, because we do have a fairly large spread of ages.
Yeah.
And so it's good to know that sort of everyone sort of gets their voice heard.
Yeah.
Well, from your perspective, obviously, if other people have other perspectives or something in chat, then that's fair too. But my experience is similar to Zylo's, as one of the older in the group. And I think that that's a pretty good indication that generally across the board with our leadership, like Rab, Henza, Dino, all the Secos, it doesn't matter what age you are, if you're coming with the right attitude, you'll be listened to. If you come in going, I know how it should be run and I know it better and we should do it this way, and everything, that's obviously not going to make you any friends. But
yeah, those that know that doesn't make you friends here.
But yeah, no,
Also-
so glad.
You guys are? You had something?
Also, to answer Marshmallow's question, I'm 23, turning 24. But when I joined, I was 21.
Yeah. We write that up as one of the younger members of the unit, and here I am younger than him.
Here I
And you're a
am.
higher rank than me, so you were more qualified to answer this question than I was.
Yeah, but we ask the questions, mate. We don't answer. them.
I
We ask
realize that.
Yep. It's called delegation, right?
them. Yeah,
So, thumbs out.
so Tree just said he's 17. I know he's not the only 17-year-old in the unit. And if Tree is a guest at some point, we'll probably ask him a similar question. But if you want to put a thing in chat, Tree, just do you feel like your voice is heard? Do you feel like you get a say in the things that happen and everything? Let us know.
I just give him a lot of shit all the time. That's just our banter, though.
Okay.
Yeah, you got it.
You just got.
He's
It's
18.
Tree.
Sorry, my bad.
It's true.
You just need to count the rings more accurately on the tree.
Yeah, that'll do it.
Yeah, but no one listens because my opinions are dumb. Well, there could be something to sort of reflect on there, Tree.
You've all seen the meme in the Discord.
Yeah.
Yep.
Good old
Man,
days.
have you met me? I'm probably the same category.
Every member has something valuable to bring.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, just don't get me near helicopters.
Or near drivers.
Getting you into the helicopter isn't the problem. Keeping you in it is the problem.
Look, the ground just looks so soft.
Oh.
Lynn, I don't think we can take donations at the moment. We need to reach a certain
You need
stage,
to
I believe.
You need to reach an affiliate stage, which
Yeah.
by doing this monthly, you'll be fine.
Yeah, so at some point we will reach affiliate and then we'll be able to get donations and stuff. But because this is sort of only our second stream and that sort of stuff, we can't get donations at the moment. But since it's been brought up, if you do want to give donations before the point where we can accept them on stream, there's links below to our website and that sort of stuff, and the donation link directly as well. If you want to donate something, guys, go to there. It doesn't go to us. It goes straight to ASOT. It goes into our swimming pool, Scrooge McDuck style. That helps keep.
I didn't realize we were owned by Disney.
may go towards.
Oh,
man, you just haven't been reading the news.
Oh, jeez. Someone hasn't been reading Notice Board.
I reacted.
Yeah,
I
so-
read it.
it all goes to keeping the servers alive. Awesome stuff like the medals that Dino's been
Yeah.
slaving away at. Possible future merch, that sort of stuff. So it all goes to the unit, not to us. So the link is down there if you want it. Where are we up to? Broche, here's another one for you. You're a popular boy tonight.
Yeah.
I don't think I was ready for that one.
As a support asset, what would you like to see come from ASOT over the next 12 months? Keeping in mind, obviously, we're going through some pretty major changes.
Yeah. Look.
I'm still listening. I'm not walking away after asking you a question.
It's done.
my-
Is that enough?
Yeah, just fucking Broche again, really? We didn't plan these out right. No, my beer evaporated. It's too hot down here. 20
Totally,
degrees, just
totally.
evaporating the shit out of the beer.
It's really hard to say because at the moment I feel like Mike's in somewhat of a comfortable medium. There's definitely work that we need to do, and that's looking at the incorporation of the possible pharmacy update that's merging, and just keeping it going at a steady pace, whether we grow, whether we shrink. Mike is a call sign down in size or up in size, I'm not sure. I mean, we've been running 4-man strong for basically the whole of Mara, and we didn't really see too much issue. But at the same time, it could just come down to the fact that we were just smashing it. I'm not sure.
Pulled our ass out of the shit quite a bit.
Don't be afraid to plug Mike a bit while you're on the stream, mate. That's all right.
Just make sure they have their full tank of NOS so they can get to you quicker.
Oh yeah, dude, totally.
Yeah, that was one we wrote sort of before the presentation of obviously the more fluid Orbat and that sort of stuff, and the Orbat that we're going to be running with this week. So obviously, it's a bit of a tricky one because it's like, oh, what support asset would you like to see? It's like, well, we're sort of introducing all of them, but
Yeah.
by the same token, with these more
Actually-
fluid. Sorry, go on.
Here's a good flip. What position would you like to see in this upcoming Orbat? Which position would you like to be in?
Me myself.
Yeah.
And Irene.
I mean, as you saw, I put myself down as the PJ leader, and I think that is an insanely great idea.
Yeah.
I love the concept of PJs. I know that there's definitely going to be some issues getting us out after we've dropped down, but that's probably all. That's probably all being worked on, and hopefully it'll be sorted out with this campaign. Yeah, it'll make it a lot easier for us to get to where we're going before we have a pilot. Once we get a pilot, that's going to be a lot more of a tricky question to answer. But yeah, having a dedicated way to be able to get around the map and get there fast is really what Mike is about, and I'm hoping that that with these changes we still have Mike as a call sign. However, we can sometimes do the PJ stuff, which would be sick as tits.
Yeah, I can't see Mike being somewhere that a unit that we lose no matter the setup of the Orbat. I think we're always going to need some form of Mike to pull our asses out of the fire when we fuck up.
Mike to OP, send nerf, please.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, Marshmallow. The person inside of the helicopter for Mike is both a medic and a pilot.
But that doesn't mean the pilot jumps out.
No, the pilot stays in there and keeps the
Imagine
engines
that.
warmed up while everyone else grabs all the casualties and loads them.
I think I just triggered Razorjax's happy memories of.
I can still hear it in my head. Did Zilo just jump out?
Oh, I need to go and help you.
What about
Yeah,
you,
but also
Zilo?
flank.
Off the new off the Orbat that we've seen released yesterday, what's the one that really jumped out and grabbed you by the short and hairies?
I was a bit overwhelmed because I actually didn't see the ping until I actually checked Discord when I was at work, because last night I was busy with some other stuff, just chilling, watching TV, just getting some stuff sorted. So the leadership roles still come out to me because I like to just keep improving. So what jumped out to me was actually leading a proper sections, not just from a 2IC standpoint, but from like something similar to what Rab does, but like in between that area. So I've
gunning
got
for Hens's job.
not his job, not his job. No, he can keep all the retails for that. I can not handle that many radios. But mainly just leading a section. If it's a normal 8-man, then fine. But if it's a little bit bigger than an 8-man, then I can try and make it work. But I'm always just trying to get myself improving. But if I get put into like a grunt place, I won't complain. It just means I get a fucking machine gun or a rocket launcher. Like, I'll be happy as long as I can kill shit.
Well, that's it.
And isn't that why we're all here?
Yeah, pretty much.
Isn't that
Well, I mean, I don't
fun?
kill shit. I kill the. I'll kill the door next to the person, but
Hey, there it is. Singing himself, finally.
Wait,
No worries, Lynn. Thanks for tuning in, mate.
See you, Lynn.
Catch you. Lynn.
But no, I don't know what I want to go for exactly. Hallie came to a point, but I think everyone else would just be like, I'm not getting into his helicopter, fuck that. But yeah, no, it's a good layout. I'm interested to see how it works out.
Yeah, absolutely. All right. You got a question for Zilo, Wonder?
Sure do. So, as Bravo to IC, what is some of your responsibilities within the section, man?
Making sure Rick doesn't get domed in the head while leading the charge.
That's familiar, doesn't it, Razor?
I don't know where he picked up that habit.
Yeah, Razor.
look. Given the callouts, I'm not too sure about that one.
You don't know behind the scenes. But no, it's mainly just making sure the guys are well behaved, making sure that they're topped off with ammunition, medical, just basic stuff. When I'm not with Wreckers, I normally just lead my green team how I like to lead them. Sometimes I try and get them to do a little bit of recon, so every now and then I'll ask Wreckers, hey, since we're waiting for this, do you mind if me and green team just go and scout the next area? 9 times out of 10 it's a no, but the 1 times we've actually got it pretty done. But just mainly like your basic 2IC stuff, making sure that the radio is answered if he doesn't pick up, making sure your boys are nice and loaded and healthy, making sure they've got a year's supply of energy drinks. That's just me.
That's just for one off.
Yeah, well, when you're running, you need as much energy as you can. It's totally not planning on swapping out Jack's rocket launcher with a Pringles can. But other than that, just your normal stuff. But other than that, no, just your basic stuff, really.
Basic.
Yeah, well, every now and then I'm looking at Charlie just like, should I? Nah.
You know you want in.
You know our friendly banter between us.
Yeah, that's it. There's always going to be that rivalry, isn't there?
Wait, just a closing from Cloaker. As the previous medic of Bravo, Zilo should really make sure he doesn't get domed in the head. Wow. It just missed Wreckers, so I have no control over that. But then again, the previous medic that we had also went AFK and then we all died.
That's a fucking call out.
I love you, Cloaker. You're a good medic. I miss you.
Yeah, seemed like that was fighting words. Oh, well.
Yeah, look, I thought I looked nice for tonight, so.
He's cleaned up well, ladies.
Yes. But,
I'm single.
Well, you heard it here first. Too bad, ladies.
And we score.
Yeah. Okay. I'll save my question for when he gets back.
I'm back.
So I actually had a bit of a follow-up question on what you were talking about then. You sort of talked about some of your responsibilities. Given, again, we talked about it a bit, but given this new fluid Orbat, we're probably going to see a few people that maybe haven't been leadership before trying to, wanting to step up and give it a go. What would be your advice? What's some advice you would give somebody who's looking to step up in the 2IC position, apart from obviously do your NCO training, because do your NCO training, that's what it's for.
The lean into the camera.
Yeah.
Come on.
But from your experiences, what are some things that, like, for example, I have multiple screens. I've always got a notepad up, so if I need to take down notes, I can, grid references, that sort of thing. What's some things that you suggest to, just make your life a bit easier and really sort of excel in that leadership position?
It's going to be a bit of a tricky one, but what I normally do is similar to what you do with the notepad and everything like that. Occasionally, I'll have my phone open because, Samsung Galaxy Note 20 with the S Pen, I just quickly write down something on the screen. It will disappear, but I can go back in and see it. But normally, when things happen so quickly where you can't write shit down and things like that, you just got to try and do your best. It doesn't matter if you've had previous experience, if you're just trying out for the first time. It's basically like riding a bike. When you're first learning, you're always going to fall off until you get the training wheels. But other than that, it's just mainly trial and error. So I learned through errors and my mistakes and just seeing what I could do better. I even asked, back in the old unit, I asked, who was it I asked? It was one of the other experienced NCOs to go through some retail commands with me, so I can do the retail communications better. Just so I could do your normal bits and pieces.
Ignore that.
Yeah. I was just like, do I not really that boring?
Yeah. Yeah, I'm good at hitting hotkeys when I shouldn't hit hotkeys.
Put your hands up, mister.
Yep.
A good example of good leaders. But other than that, it's just making sure that you're just doing your best. It does. You all get encounters where you'll stumble, and bits and pieces like that. But at the end of the day, if you learn something from your mistakes and you can improve onto it later, you can just build on it. I think you guys remember what I was like when I first became an NCO for Charlie back in the old unit, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
I don't
So
know.
from that point to this point, I've learned so much. Yeah, I got kind of thrown into the deep end when I got joined back up with ASOT. But from then on, I've just been improving and improving and improving. So to the point where Reb's just like, I want to steal you. Just like,
Yeah.
I think a lot of sections, honestly.
Yeah, a lot of sections is you come across that. But it's just basically do the best you can. Don't worry about mistakes. Mistakes happen.
Absolutely. As somebody who did have a bit to do with you in the old unit and obviously in this unit as well, I'm incredibly impressed by your development, both in and out of game. You've grown as a person outside of game, and you've really developed as a leader within the game. And that's why you got that junior leadership award that you got. It was really well earned, and you absolutely deserved it because you are a role model for people looking to come up within the unit.
No, I'm not the only role model. You two, actually, all three of you are role models as well. So it's just not
What are
me.
you smoking? Because I want some.
It's a magical thing
what?
called caffeine.
If I'm a role model, goddamn.
Hey, Broche, to be honest, when I was a PT and you're a PTEP, I did kind of look up to you until I flipped.
And then he got to know you.
That's why I lost all your respect when you gave me shit for that.
But, nah, absolutely, mate. Yeah, obviously anybody in a leadership is a role model, but just my point is, and not to take away from any of the work that any other NCO does at all, everybody does really great, but you definitely have shown an amazing amount of improvement and willingness to work at what you do. So it's been really awesome to see. So yeah, well done, mate. And just a quick note on learning from your mistakes. I think it's definitely something important, but remember, don't beat yourself up too much.
Yeah, that's something I gotta stop myself doing.
Learn
Yeah, I
from your
might need to
mistakes.
borrow your trade book about that one.
Yeah.
Yeah. Learn from
Yeah.
your mistakes, but don't literally beat yourself up over it.
Well, that's it.
Cool.
Well, we'll move on for a second away from the questions. Something we had this month that unfortunately didn't... Where have they gone? Hang in there for a second.
Absolutely, Dino. As I said before, we are going to see a lot of people trying leadership positions and new jobs and stuff that they maybe haven't tried, even if they've done the training. As I think everyone here can attest, the training definitely helps, but it's not the be-all and end-all. And when the shit hits the fan and you've got the vehicle in front of you is blown up and half your section's down and the other half's pinned, it's really easy to just sort of curl up in a ball and cry. Those of you that are in charge or working under people that are trying these new leadership positions, just be patient. No, we're not ending. It's wrong. Don't worry, we're not ending. I don't know why this keeps. We really got to fire our production team. Let's be honest.
Yeah,
What is
Wanderer.
happening?
Oh, for Christ's sake! I'm gonna stop pushing.
I love it.
Remember
forgive
when
me.
Wanderer was asking for all serious clips, right? I think we're gonna have a whole meme library soon.
Yeah.
Yeah, it won't be long. It won't be long before it's everywhere. I gotta stop.
So
pushing
anyway,
buttons.
my point is just have patience and remember that whether you are somebody that is under somebody trying a new leadership position and you have leadership experience, or you're above them, you are in a position to help them and train them, and that is part of what you need to do. Not get frustrated and yell at them. It's our job to help build everyone up. Now, Wanderer, have you got our next segment finished, or are we ending
I do.
the stream?
It's apparently we're ending. I'm going to get rid of hotkeys. Something we did attempt to see and do with you guys to get you guys more involved was Screenshot of the Month. Unfortunately, we only had 2 submissions for that, but it was fairly short notice at the same time. So what we're going to do is shift into that. Another thing we are looking at doing potentially in the future is Kahoot, depending on how we're doing with time. This stream, I don't think we'll do it. There's still some things to iron out with it, but it's definitely something to look forward to. Now, bear with me, I can't quite bring them up on screen, and I'm an idiot. I didn't set all this up.
Did you
For
forget
now,
about it?
Maybe, maybe not. I played the 5th. Now I'll bring...
So while we're waiting for Wanderer to unfuck himself,
yeah, pretty much.
Go and get the
I
link.
get for those of you that would be interested in seeing Screenshot of the Month become a regular thing and are willing to actually take part in it and stuff, can I get like a 1 in chat if it is something you're interested in? If you're not, that's totally fine. We won't really, we're not too stressed. We just thought it'd be something interesting. But if we got enough people that are interested, we'll keep it going. So yeah, just chuck a 1 up. You don't need to say 2 if you don't want to. Just oh god, there's our Discord.
I know it's all over the place because someone wasn't prepared.
Dino, slap on the wrist, mate. No keys for you. Speaking of, as we did talk about in the post, for those of you from the old unit, you may remember Keegan's keys. Keegan somehow has a massive library of Steam keys for some, full AAA games and a lot of indie stuff and that sort of stuff as well. The winners of the competitions we're going to have it's still growing. Jeez. All right, you're going to have a fair selection. So the winners of any competitions and stuff that we hold will generally get a shot at Keegan's keys. So you'll just message him. He'll send you a list of what's available. You pick the one you want, and there you go. Bam, free game. So it's just a little prize for those of you that want to go in and
I know, I'm still going.
want to go in
I'm just
and
enjoying
have a bit of a shot, for things like Kahoot winners, if we do with Kahoot, for things like Screenshot of the Month and any other segments that either you guys come up with for us or we come up with. you'll get a shot at that. It's pretty cool. I've got quite a few in there myself. Again, I don't know how he gets them. I'm not going to ask questions. I don't want him showing up on my doorstep.
Yeah, don't ask questions to things you don't want answered.
Yeah.
Wait, I think I heard a knock on your door, man.
God damn it! Did you guys swat me?
He warned me if he told me he'd have to kill me, so...
This is how he gets rid of the threat. This is how he makes sure I don't take Charlie off him.
Yeah, exactly.
That's it.
And Reptile's in the stream now. Sheesh, is that the Zilo double sheesh? Is that the Broche?
So, we've got 17 people in
It's a rough
in the stream at the moment, and we only had 5 people say one. So we'll have a bit of a chat about it, but given that it doesn't seem overly interested,
that'll do for now.
there doesn't seem to be a huge amount of interest over it. We might sort of let it go. We might give it one more go, see what happens. But yeah, we just wanted to get a bit of a vibe off you guys to see if it was sort of worth, because it's not a huge amount of work, but it is obviously it's just one more thing, and we're happy to do the work if it's something that is actually enjoyable for you guys and that sort of thing.
Yeah, that's exactly right. Now that I've sorted my shit out, and it's a very rough layout at the moment, but what we're seeing on screen now, guys, is actually Cloaker's submission to this. I think it's very nice. I think I actually remember when we were all lined up like this. It's quite some time ago now, actually. It was one of ASOT's first group photos in op, from memory. Where we all
that does look familiar.
Yeah.
I see Rickers. I think that's Rickers.
That building that
patch.
we're in front of, not the one with like the wooden wall behind us, but the one with like the green steel all over it, that was a CCP that we had set up in there.
Far out.
Yeah.
There you go.
Which op was this? It might be Promulgate.
Yeah.
Thomas thinks it's
no,
Promulgate.
not Promulgate. Is it Promulgate? No way.
It was the first campaign,
Promulgate.
apparently.
I think it was,
Jesus.
actually. I think he's right there, yeah. And now we'll move on to our other submission, which actually came from Tree. Nice little artistic one from him. I quite like it myself.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, quite
That's cool.
Tree's
Very
pulling out
Instagrammable.
all the stops.
It makes me
from
feel
Tree.
like I'm in Battlefield.
Yeah,
Oh my
actually,
God.
I can't argue with that.
Sorry guys. This it's disqualified. They're wearing nods at daytimes. It's out.
Hey, you leave me.
I was going to say, you tell
when
me.
shit goes dark, okay?
So, sorry, Wanderer, but your section's no longer getting mic escorts.
So more for Barbara?
I don't know, after last time, you've seen how much we needed it. Yeah, but yes, those are the two submissions we got, which are excellent job. Absolutely no sort of credit where credit's due, guys. Those guys that did submit those, Cloaker and Tree, awesome job on them. They're great to see, and
Yep.
I hope to see more next time. But
yeah, well,
they're
we
talking
might
about
give it
you
another
guys.
go. We'll have a chat about it. Dino suggested maybe a couple of keys for the winner and that sort of thing. Maybe a key each for second and third or something like that. We'll have a bit of a chat over it. But this time we're going to give a key each to both Cloaker and Tree for submitting and coming up with some really awesome stuff. And in addition to that, these two photos will get pride of place on the website for the next month. So well done, guys. Absolutely outstanding work. They are some really cool photos.
Absolutely.
Yeah, Pog you indeed, Cloaker.
We knew that was coming. We knew that was coming. Maybe that's why people weren't submitting, so they just thought, Cloaker's got it.
We made the rule of one submission per month per person because otherwise Cloaker would have just filled it out.
This is why we have that fifth person in mic, is just so that Cloaker can run around and take screenshots.
I knew there was a reason.
Yeah, so Cloaker and Tree, shoot Keegan a message on Discord, and he'll hook you up with a game key of your choice from the list that he's got.
100%.
Well done, fellas.
Very nice.
Very nice indeed.
And we're back.
We're back with a
Welcome
nice
back to the daily scheduled program.
one that's actually pre-done and sorted out.
They don't have to
It's
be the best
beautiful.
quality, guys. Like, honestly, anything that you put a bit of time or effort into, and you can do editing on them if you want to, do some filters and stuff, as you saw. Just basically, as long as it's to do with ASOT training or ops or whatever, we're pretty happy with that.
Combined ops could be a good one as well.
Yeah.
Which one? Sorry.
Combined ops with other units.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
We could, but I don't know what the
It's
internet
entirely
politeness
up to
protocol is. Like in real life, if you take a photo of somebody, it's important that you ask permission beforehand to take it and also post it on the internet. So we might have to.
That's also fair.
I'm pretty sure
Yeah.
all of that's sorted out before the op anyway.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think everyone just realizes that Cloak is going to do screenshots. I'm going to do the streaming. It's just like
Yeah. Yeah, basically. Excellent. So,
Oh, there you go. It came from Operation Savior.
well,
Uh,
there you go.
Thomas is wrong. That's rare. I'm dead.
We're just going to leave that one hanging. there for a minute.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
no comment.
I'm just gonna.
Anyway.
Excellent. So, I guess we'll crack back on into some
Yeah.
questions.
Yep.
Excellent. Take it away when you're ready, Razor.
Oh, I'm in trouble.
This one's mine. Since you stepped, this is for Broche. I should probably make that clear, although it would have been clear by the end of the question anyway, I would assume. Since you stepped into the role of lieutenant for Mike after Jazz went to the shops for smokes and never came back, as we've now decided is the canon story, how have you added some of that signature Broche element to the call sign?
Look, I'd go into detail, but unfortunately we can't break Twitch TOS. In all seriousness,
say Red Bulls and dollars.
in all seriousness,
Oh, I did not anticipate that at all.
in all seriousness, it's been an awesome probably year and a half that I've been LT, and I'm still learning very much about everything that we do. But I feel like we've become way more memey with each other a lot. Like some of the stuff that's been put in the mic chat from Reptile alone has been some pretty quality stuff. But yeah, it's great. A lot of memes, a lot of stories being thrown back and forth. Probably the highlight was insulting 1-0 back in the day. Let me leave that there. No, it's definitely been a lot of lightening up the atmosphere and just having those calm moments in between all of the rush and seriousness that we deal with every op.
Do you
And
find that sort of trading of stories and just general just fucking around in Discord and that sort of thing has really helped you guys sort of bond as a unit as well? 'Cause you guys have had quite a few people switch in and out over the year or so.
yeah, it's been difficult. At the moment, I'm rather comfortable with our teams that we've had. There was definitely some unfortunate things that did happen, especially last year. But I feel that was, how can I say it? It's, I guess, somewhat growing pains, but also just conflicts in some character. and some people just didn't mesh well. as Reptile said, shit was fucked, and it got on.
I was just gonna say rebellious stage of teenage years. So
Yeah.
Yeah, and I imagine, I guess it's sort of like life too, you know, with that sort of thing. You go through some shit times, but they help to build, they help you make better choices in the future, realize where you went wrong, build a better, you know, oh God, I'm now in the quote and I can't not say it, a better tomorrow.
You're halfway through that. There's no.
Yeah, I know, I was committed. And that sort of thing. So, do you feel like as much as it sucked going through all of that, do you think that that's contributed, helped you guys to sort of become that tight knit, good unit that you are now?
Oh yeah, I mean, Matt Lord and Thunderbolt have both basically been in Mike from the start, and they've gone through the growing with us, and a lot of unfortunate circumstances, like one of the people who we just got in had to leave 3 weeks later because of just some stuff that had came up in real life, and you know it happens, and it's crap, and you know it just you grow, you move on, and yeah, you just get on with it.
No, fair enough.
Yeah.
No, good answer, man. Thanks.
Yeah, spot on. That was.
Off to you, Wanderer.
Yeah. Well, Zilo. Apparently, we're buddied up. As a. Boy.
I just saw him look up at you.
that's why I did
That's
it.
great. That's great.
Hi, Broche.
As a twice infantry member of ASOT and of Bravo, obviously, what sort of trainings would you like to see, you know, be developed in the future and be created essentially and run?
One of the main ones I want to see come back from the good old days would be the CQB training. So some of us will already know how CQB works, but all the newer members that come through ASOT may not know what the CQB standard procedure is, especially with clearing buildings. So just the standard, what was the CQB standing again for? It was close combat, quarter combat or something?
Close quarters battle, I think.
Yeah.
That's close quarters battle, yeah. So things like alleyways, streets, things, just anything that's going to cause claustrophobia. It would be good to see that. What else did we have back in the day?
I was gonna say, I have good news
That's
for
the
you.
only.
That is actually,
Hey!
actually, so that sort of thing is recently helped Basil with run a BCT stage 2, and that's now in our BCT stage 2, the CQB tactics training, and it is run to those guys in J3. Great job with that. It's brilliant, honestly, including that.
Dano's just said
Alright,
there
now-
is a
and now I've got
dedicated
another-
CQB, training that's to be tested in public.
In that case, I've got a
Yeah.
question for you. Just avoiding the question a little bit. Is there going to be an advanced version of it as well, like the old days?
That's a good one for Dana. I know he's hanging around.
Yes!
There we go.
Yes!
There we go.
Plus an expert level.
Expert. Ooh! Okay, now you piqued my interest.
Yeah.
But no, that was the main one that I thought about when you sent me through the questions early a few days ago. It's the only one that I can come up with. Other than that, that's the main one, because most people, most of the issues that we have in Bravo is sometimes the CQB. But if once we get that down, because I've covered it once in a section training, it did get polished up a little bit. It still needs a little bit more work, but other than that, it's the only thing I can think of at this time.
That's fair enough. You're like me, man. I love CQB.
It's just the thrill of walking down a hallway and not knowing if someone's coming up behind you. It's just like,
Oh, exactly.
I mean,
and then,
For me, it's the only way that I can hit something.
Oh, that was a red.
corner, you bitch.
See, personally, I prefer the feeling of walking down a hallway and knowing what is behind me because it's my teammates watching my back. But
Yeah,
this is why we need CQB training.
But this is also why you don't get stuck on the rear, because then if you're facing the wrong way, you don't know if someone's coming behind you.
But your teammate should be anyway.
I have a point.
Yeah. We'll flip that question a bit. Broche, what would you like to see?
Added in trainings.
Yeah.
Look, I'm.
Oh, someone broke Zilo.
I've seen some of the stuff that Dino's been working on, and I possibly can't think of anything other than what's being added. But my probably my most favorite training was the MAT and LAT stuff. And that was what I spent most of my time doing back in the old unit. Back when I was a PTE and PTEP, was being MAT and MAT assistant and LAT. And it was definitely skills that I haven't forgotten since. You know, finding the ranges, getting everything back up, working on, timings and everything else, where to hit, where to go, all of that sort of stuff. It was great. And there's a lot more to it than most people realize, and it's a lot of fun.
Oh, 100%.
Yep. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. We'll move on to the next, I guess, Razor.
You've got the next one, mate.
I do too.
Scroll down.
I do too.
That's like you didn't need to do it purpose, scissors.
That's a good point. Yeah, pretty much.
Production value through the roof. ASOP
Perfection.
80, you can't beat him.
Perfection.
That's another good one. Cloaker is VCP training.
I think that one's
great.
already been
Yes.
Yeah,
implemented.
VCP would be another good one.
Yep.
I thought
Yeah,
that
no.
one was already implemented.
It's been done.
Oh, it is, but
It has
done it
been
once.
run.
you
You'd like
need a
to
lot of
see-
people for it.
Yeah.
You do, you do need a lot
Yeah.
to run it.
Cloak
That's the
was
only
saying he'd
catch
like to see another one get run, so.
Oh, yeah, okay, I misread that then. Whoops.
Yep.
My bad.
Oh, good.
So-
Alright,
Well, yeah, and
have you
another
found a
one
Wanderer? Do you know what you're doing?
on. No. It may look
Do
like I
it.
do. It may look like I do, like with all this fancy stuff, but that wasn't me. No, sort of continuing on from that, for you, Zilo, as infantry, what kind of missions would you like to see more of?
That's going to be a hard one.
Maybe like aspects of a mission.
Yeah, certain
Aspects
things you enjoy doing, like objective types, or even like
Not going to lie.
settings,
The-
stories. Yeah, you go.
The one that I did quite enjoy, because most of the time, all the infantry call signs, I bet you two can attest to this as well, it's always been combat after combat. So when Bravo last mission got tasked to escort the governor around, it was actually quite a nice change of pace. There was a little bit of combat, but it was just mainly just chilling, keeping up security, staying on your toes, because you never know what to expect. So it was kind of like the chill and also tension of not knowing what's going to happen when you get to the set destination. So it's a nice, perfect balance. If we had more ops like that, I think everyone else would enjoy it. Sure, the roles would have to be switched around a little bit. So it's similar to, what was it? It was Uprising when we last did that type of style as well. That one was pretty cool. I don't know. It's quite interesting because there's so many different possibilities for infantry to do.
Oh yeah.
So it's quite interesting. One that I really want to do is similar to what we did. I think it was one of the first ones that we did where we just had all sections roll up in helicopters and dismount at every time.
Yeah.
I want to see
Yeah.
that happen again.
Yep.
Yeah.
100%.
That was
Yeah.
yeah.
Cool.
What about you, Broche? What would you be looking for?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not too sure. I mean, yeah, it's airborne would be great. As it, just the idea of it is just
Even yeah, this is
he's dying.
Yes.
Just thinking of the possibilities that we could do, the type of stuff that we could do, just like the crazy missions that we could just.
Particularly with this new sort of again the flexible orbat system. Like I think we're going to start seeing a lot more of those cool, crazy missions because we're not so locked into doing what we did. So yeah, we definitely could be seeing some of the stuff that you guys are looking for.
Don't get me wrong, I love being land based, but just being just some freedom of movement with airborne is crazy.
Yeah.
You know?
And as Zilo could tell you, it's even more freedom of movement without the airframe around you.
Oh,
Yeah,
God,
on
yes.
that note, I will catch you boys later.
There he goes.
Roasted
He's out,
battle.
he's out.
Second time.
The second.
Yeah.
Next time I'll jump out of the chair.
All right. Broche. So I don't know how applicable this is, like how often you guys get sort of like reservists and stuff, but given how specialized you guys are, how do you go about sort of crash coursing the reservists you get when and if you get them, so that they're up to scratch at least somewhat?
I mean, we've definitely had people fill in for Mike, and I'm pretty sure that most of the people who have can pretty much attest to the fact that the SOPs that we do have and the outlines for everything that we have there, it's all very straightforward instructions on what to do in certain situations, where to go, who to listen to. This person's doing this person's doing that, this person's doing that. You will be doing this. Aside from that, medically, we've been rather lucky having people come from other call signs who already have medical experience. It's that makes our job that makes our job a lot easier to do because they already know how treatment goes, how they do all this stuff. Most of the time, we only really want people who have done their medical trainings to come along and fill in for Mike for a night. I think we've only had one time where I've had to give a proper crash course on Mike medical to someone. But with Cat, it'll need to be a lot more in depth, and I should actually probably start working on that now that I think about it.
Oh god, what have we done?
Yep. We've gone amongst-
I should probably pull my thumb out and be a secco for once.
This is the guy in charge of keeping it alive. Fantastic.
Ladies
Wanderer,
and gentlemen.
Dino came out of left field with a pretty good one. You
Yeah.
wanna build that one?
Yeah, definitely. I read that myself. Well, Dino's come out and said how well reservists do is a reflection of the guidance from the call sign members, in his opinions. Honestly, I would agree with that. With certain special
100%.
units, absolutely.
I think it's probably the case with every unit, because when you step into a section as a reservist, you don't really know what you're stepping into, what role you're stepping into. If you've run with them a few times before, it's a bit better. You get used to it, but like used to how they run things and all that sort of stuff. So, but that first time stepping in, I definitely think how comfortable a reservist feels is, and how well they perform is definitely a reflection of the call sign members, not just the leadership, but just every member of that section there that night.
100%. 100%. Yeah.
What do you think, Zilo? You agree or?
Yeah, no, 100%. It's
Good.
The way I see it is, if you sit, okay.
He does that way too well, honestly.
I have lots of practice.
Everybody else questions?
The way I see but the way you say it, if you set the tone and if you welcome every reservist in with warm open arms, making sure that they're heard as well, and just making sure that they have a good time within the section that they're assigned to, they're 9 times out of 10, their responses are going to be quite happy and they're going to feel quite welcomed. It doesn't take much for some one bad thing to go a little bit too far, but if everything is well done and everyone feels like they've basically fit in and meshed well together and fitted in quite well, that's what I try and aim for. So if I get a reservist back in Bravo, I always remember to make sure that they're having a good time. When we're doing security, I'll just be like, hey, and how are you enjoying your night? Just keeping an eye on them and just making sure that they're having a good time.
Yeah. And that's sort of the responsibility of all members, not just leadership. Dino, being comfortable and welcome is obviously super important, because we are, at the end of the day, a gaming community. We're not out there actually risking our lives like some people are. But from what I've seen, people that feel comfortable within the section and that sort of thing do tend to perform better anyway. Just, it seems to be correlation.
Yeah, 100%.
Sorry, Broche, what you were going to say?
On being welcomed and everything like that. I mean, the perfect example is Marshmallow. Like, she was there for a little bit running with Charlie, and then just absolutely rocked it. And you guys have, like, she's blending in. She's great. She is a mad woman on that machine gun.
Oh god, yeah. we can say 100%.
What is trigger discipline?
Yeah.
I mean,
you got mad right.
Drops.
I don't think tapping the mouse button is a concept that is registered yet.
But no, you're absolutely right.
She's brilliant.
She settled right in, and what's even better is she gives the boys a run for their money when they give her shit. She gives it right back, and that's always good to see. If you're watching, it is a joy every time.
Oh, so it is a race between those two on who can get the most kills at all rounds out.
Yeah, 100%.
We might
that
move
explained it
along.
when I was there.
Sorry, go on, Zilo, quickly.
That's all good. I was just saying that that explains why I was so confused when I got into fucking Charlie for my NCO.
We'll move it along, guys, because we've only got about 9 minutes left, roughly. Like, we don't have to end right on the hour and a half, but yeah, we've had a really good time and it's sort of flown by. So I've got one last question. It is a bit of a deeper note to sort of end the night on. 100% Charlie number one. That's not even a question. Come down there.
come over.
So Zilo, this one's for you. For those that have
Words.
Take two.
For those of you that have been with the previous unit and this unit, you know that there are members within our unit that obviously struggle with mental health issues. I'm one myself, and I know Zilo is somebody who, and it's one of the reasons that I say he's grown so much, is he used to struggle quite hard with it. As somebody that has struggled with that, mate, and again, if you're okay with answering, how have you found the support from the community to be?
Fucking phenomenal. So, like Rezo said, I do have my days where it gets a little bit testy, but at the moment, there is something happening at the moment that's kind of taking my attention away a little bit, but I won't go into too much detail about that. I think it was about last year when I was really in my low point. It was just right after, basically one of the best things happened to me just kind of ended. I just kind of kept to myself, let it bolstered it up. But once I finally got talking to someone like Basil, Pants, just the whole chaplain team, they were just there, ready to listen and ready to give good advice, ready to just have a shoulder for someone to put their head on, or just all out just listen to them vent and see what's going on and things like that. Me personally, I try to deal with it myself, but recently, I think it was about 2 or 3 weeks ago, I had another low point, and I reached out to Basil, not in an official way, just like as a friend to friend type thing. And he put aside everything. He was just like, tell me what's happening. I was trying to help as best as I can. He was just there to listen, and that's all I could ask for from a friend and a chaplain. So if anyone, this goes for anyone that is in here right now, if you're just needing someone to talk to, or if you're just needing to get something off your chest, whether it be good, bad, or just absolutely horrible, pretty much 100% of the unit is ready to support everyone. I've noticed it from Wanderer, I've noticed it from Broche, and I've noticed it from Thomas as well. And pretty much everyone that I have told about what goes on. But yeah, it's it's very welcoming, and I couldn't ask for more.
Yeah. As Zilo said, the general feedback I've seen from people, and it's one of the reasons that I love this unit so much, is that it is an extremely welcoming, extremely community feeling community. And I know that sounds weird to say, but I'm sure a lot of us have been part of gaming communities in the past that they don't have that feel. This feels like a community. It feels like you can go to anyone to talk about anything. And if any of you guys out there at any point are struggling with it, we do have an absolutely amazing chaplaincy team that consists of Pants, myself and Wanderer both on it, Marshmallow, Pilgrim, Lungs, and Basil, I believe, all of them.
Yep.
Off the top of our head, yeah, I think.
And
yeah, Basil's one of them.
Yeah, I know Basil.
I will preface this by saying none of us are, to the best of my knowledge, none of us are trained professionals. We will always be happy to help and listen. We will give advice where we can. But if things are really bad, please, please, please seek help. There is a lot out there. And if talking to one of us is enough to help you, then that's amazing. And it means so much that you would trust any of the chaplain team or any of the community with that sort of thing. But yeah, if you need it, there is a lot of free help out there. We did mention, I think, last time that we were looking at doing special streams for things like Are You OK Day and all that sort of stuff. But yeah, it doesn't have to be a particular day. It can be a Sunday. You've woken up and you've just decided that this day absolutely sucks. Your brain, I've been to it. I know what it's like. There's no necessarily any rhyme or reason to it. You just wake up and your brain goes, "Ha, fuck you." Talk to somebody in the community, or as Dino said, there is a lot of free help out there, and you can stay anonymous. And with us, anything that you say does have a confidentiality when it comes to the chaplain team. Anything you say to any chaplain stays between chaplains, between you and the chaplain. The only thing that may happen is, without sort of naming names, we may ask the rest of the chaplains if they have any advice that they may be able to give that we can pass on or something like that. So yeah, please guys, obviously, it's something that's not often talked about, but it is super important to be open and to go get that help if you need it.
Look, it comes down to, guys, it's the same hashtag that's gone around for a while. It ain't weak to speak. Yeah,
100%.
Something I live by. I know it's helped chatting to these guys within the stream that are on with us today, Razor, and anyone within the unit. It's helped me through a lot of stuff myself. That's just, yeah. Don't be afraid to speak up.
Yeah, 100%.
That's the best thing that you can do, honestly. Like, don't. I'm probably the worst person to give advice on it, but talking does help.
I disagree, mate. Your experiences in talking to members of our community, and being able to state outright that it definitely helped. You are the perfect person to talk about this with. I wish we had a bit more time, but as I said, we will be looking at doing special streams for this sort of thing. So we'll probably look at having some guests on and that sort of thing to talk about their experiences and what's helped them and that sort of stuff if they feel comfortable doing it. But I think that's about it, isn't it? I think we're about out of time.
Zilo's got something.
Oh, sorry, Zilo, go on. So I didn't see you sitting up the back.
No, that's fine. I just had to.
Classic, isn't it? You sit out the back and the teacher misses you.
I mean, I'm used to being at the back of the class. There's reasons why.
Yeah. Sorry, I'm going to be really rude. I'm going to cut you off right now. Broche is doing his best Wheel of Fortune showgirl impression to a bunch of services that are available all across Australia. These are available, for whatever state you live in. There's the numbers there to help you. There's also things like Beyond Blue. There's also online services where you can talk to people in real time and all that sort of stuff. So whether you think you need it right now or not, copy paste that, put it in a notebook, take a screenshot of it, take a photo with your phone, have that stuff there, and just please talk to somebody if you need it. And it's even at the worst times when it feels like there is nothing, there is no one, there is always something, and there 100%. Is always someone.
100%.
And yeah, it's hard to remember at the moment, but it is the case, and particularly within our community, you can pretty well count all like 80 members or whatever we have currently as people that would be sad if anything were to happen. So, sorry, Zilo, go on. While that was there,
I kind of forgot what I was going to say now.
Always happens to lose. Oh.
I was gonna be like, if we could do something to honor Thomas's workmate, but I think that would be more of an in-game thing.
Yeah, we might.
That we could do.
Yeah. If Dano is comfortable with it, we might look at maybe something we can do a 21 gun thing salute. We've done that before in the past, so that might be something we can look at doing. Yeah. All right. So, sorry, guys. I know that was a bit of a downer note, a bit of a real moment, but I think it is important to talk about that anyway. Quick little thing. Quick shout out to someone with the initials EL for their donation to the ASOT donation link. I think it's a PayPal. Thanks for that. I don't have the amount, and it doesn't really matter. The fact is you donated, and that's awesome, and we appreciate and love you. And Broche will now offer you sexual favors and or Zylo's body.
I'm out of
here. You hear it go around all the time, guys. Every little bit
Only
helps.
If I get 50%.
Only 50% of your body.
We do it for charity.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Well, when you put it that way.
That's exactly.
Yeah.
No, as we always say, guys,
Saying
it always gets spoken about with everything, but every little bit does help. So any donations that you can spare that can go towards the unit, that helps us continue going and thriving for another year.
Absolutely. Yeah, as Dano said, he's had $1 donation and he'll still post about it. That's why I asked him for any shout outs we needed to do for any donations. I didn't even ask the price, just for a shout out. So EL, whoever you are, thank you very much for whatever amount that you donated. It is all appreciated. On that note, again, down below we have links to our website, direct links to the donation page. We've got our YouTube page there. We've got our Facebook page linked there. This will be going up on YouTube as well once it's been all downloaded and saved and stuff.
Sorted.
All that's sorted out. I believe somewhere in the ether we have a TikTok and maybe some sort of Twitter thing possibly in the works.
We sure do.
Yeah.
So
you have TikTok, I believe.
Yep. Yeah. Facebook, Twitter, TikTok. Pretty much you name it, guys. We're pretty well on it these days now.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
Actually, I do need to update.
We're going viral.
Yeah.
There we go, bro.
Wasn't going to say that yet, Broche. Wasn't going to say that yet.
You have been called us.
Corn Hub.
Maybe.
I think Broche's personal account is acting as ours for that one.
I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
You can see me.
It's called
chucking all the
Spicy
corn.
Sergeant 69.
I thought it was Little Lieutenant, but anyway.
Have you seen me?
Very spicy.
Alright. And with that, we're about out of time. Have you got anything to add, Wanderer?
Nothing from me. Anything from our guests, Broche, Zilo? Anything to add, guys?
Thanks for having my dumbass on here.
Yeah, thanks. That's basically it.
No.
Don't forget to pull security when Mike pulls up. For the love of God, if you've got spare people, do it.
Don't
Run
forget
away.
to pull security all the time,
Do
guys.
it.
Security is important.
Yeah.
In real life
Yeah.
and in armor ops, always be aware of your surroundings.
And if you need a wrecking team, call in Bravo. Do it.
If you're a team that
They'll
gets
just
the
get
job
wrecked.
done and does it right, call in Charlie.
Oh,
Alright, we're going to end it before it gets real violent here, guys. Thank you so much, Zilo. Thank you,
Yep.
Broche, for being on. You guys have been awesome guests. You amazing answers and a lot of fun to have you on, guys. Thank you so much. Thank you to everybody in the stream that's watched, everybody out there in YouTube land, all of that sort of thing. Thank you for tuning in.
100%, guys. Couldn't thank you enough. Couldn't do it without you guys. And we'll see you on the next one. Maintain the rage.
see you in the op.
Thank
Bye,
you.
guys.